Last chance for football? Wait, what? Who's thinking about buying football in June to lock in their NFL and college football picks? Well, with the super early bird football promotion at WagerTalk and Sports Memo, we have a few reasons why. Early bird pricing for the NFL and college football combo is $8.99. Using coupon code football100, you can take $100 off, dropping the price to $7.99. If you purchase by June 30th and use coupon code football100 to get your $100 discount, we will also toss in an additional bonus. On July 4th, we'll take the highest scoring MLB game of the day and give you $10 for every run scored. Last year, 2 games put up 15 runs, so that would mean $150 in free wager books to use how you choose. This super early bird $100 discount using Football 100 and WagerBucks bonus expires on June 30th with no exceptions. So if you plan to bet football this year, this is the lowest price we will offer you, so act fast and lock in your favorite football handicappers in both NFL and college football through the National Championship and Super Bowl.
Hey guys, welcome in on a very happy Monday to you here now, June the 27th. It's the final Monday of June 2022. Let that marinate for a minute, which means we're still not even close to the end of the KBO or Japanese baseball season. We ain't even at the midway point. We've got so much still going on with Asian baseball today, and we've got 2 of the very best, as always, here to help profit in those arenas as we say hello to Adam Trigger and Tokyo Brandon in the house here on this $9 Monday, in fact, at WagerTalk.com, which means, of course, best bets, guys, right now, $9 for both of these gentlemen. And Trig, I understand a 5% play in the works here tonight might be in the MLB, as well as a 4% play here in the KBO. Talk to us. What's going on, man?
Yeah, so baseball's been rolling. 6-2 in my last 8 MLB plays. I have a 5% play up for tonight. 22-9, my last 31 KBO plays. So do the math there, 28 and I think 11 in my and that's across all baseball, which has been great. So both those plays up tonight for $9. And I have a special, which is the rest of my Major League Baseball season, and you get the rest of KBO for free. And some people asked, is that worth it? When is, how much longer is KBO? We were just talking about this off air. The KBO season goes forever. The regular season does not end until the end of October. And then the playoffs, which are the coolest playoffs, it's one of the best playoff formats you'll see, because it's a ladder. 5 plays 4, 4 plays 3, 3 plays 2, 2 plays 1. Go all of November. So this season goes a really long time. And there is plenty of money to still be made. We're still 3 weeks away from the All-Star break in KBO. So yeah, it's going to go for a long time. Lots of tickets to still be cashed. So check out that special. And I got the 2 best bets up on my page, both for $9.
Yep, 22-9 KBO run, guys. 6-2 MLB run. And again, that 5% play in the MLB, 4% in the KBO right now at Trig's page at WagerTalk.com. Just $9. Go grab them. And now, as we say hello to Tokyo Brandon, who is, shall we say, making records. Not those kinds of records, although I have a feeling he's going to sing us a song here any minute. But the reality is he's in the record books here, guys. On Friday, I believe he celebrated his single most profitable day in the history here at WagerTalk.com. Plus 44% in profits for your clients. That can't be true. Is that true there? Talk to me, Tokyo Brandon. What happened Friday?
Hey, Joe, where you going with that gun in your hand?
I knew it. I told you.
Gotta love a little Jimi Hendrix. Wager Talk is breaking out the big guns today, folks. We got Don Johnson. So, Friday was a great day. When I see something I like, I jump all over it. And Friday, I saw two things I liked. I saw something in Japanese baseball, and I saw something in the KBO that I both liked. I bet the team totals, I bet the game totals, I bet the money lines all in 2 games, won it all, and had some side bets here and there on different games. I ended up going 13-1 on a 2-day stretch.
Damn.
So yeah, it propelled me to the upper echelon of the rankings here. So feeling good, and I have a 5% play out today. I'm winning 73% lifetime on my 5% plays. I have one. It's a money line in Japanese baseball, available in every book. The line is not bad at all. I checked it before the show, so it's palpable. And I'm going to be giving out a 4% client play at the end of this show, so stay tuned.
Damn, 13-1. Congratulations, man. Cha-ching for Tokyo Brandon. But again, guys, like he said, 5% best bet available at his page at WagerTalk.com right now. $9. Go grab both of these plays. One in the MLB and, of course, one there with Tokyo Brandon. Now just $9 a piece there, guys. Visit them. It's a great day to get involved here with both Trig and Tokyo Brandon as we start the show like we always do. Taking a look back here as you can see the current standings as far as what's going on there with SSG up top there, along with Kiwoom there hanging in. A lot of haves and, half-have and half-have not, which, of course, brings us to the question here, Trig, because you brought it up. We're not even close to the halfway point yet. The season does go on forever, so how do the playoff team? I mean, only 10 teams here, Trig. Who makes it? Who doesn't? How does that affect how we move forward in this season?
So I like to try to give actionable info in every section. Some of this stuff you're not going to be able to bet on tonight, but this is like stuff to look for in regards to the standings that might help you cash tickets going forward. So top 5 teams make the playoffs, and from the looks of it, to me, the top 5 as it stands right now are probably going to be your top 5 that end up in the playoffs, because I see there's a pretty big drop off, in my opinion, between 5 and 6. Because right now 5 is the KT Wiz, who are fully healthy, and I think they're probably the second best team in the league right now. It's just they're 5 because they were banged up earlier in the season. So if you look at the standings, which are up on the screen now, SSG, Kiwoom, SSG, Kiwoom, LG, Kia, and KT Wiz in that order, I think those are going to be your 5 playoff teams. And what I think that means is some of these other teams are going to play their way out. So let's just take Doosan, for example. Doosan, they won the Korean series in 2019. In 2020, they went and lost to NC, and then they kind of out of nowhere last year went and lost to the KT Wiz. So they're accustomed to being a playoff team and being one of the top teams in the league. Now, right now, there are a few games under 500, so you can't really do anything with this right now. But if they play their way to the bottom of this league, which is very, very possible given their injuries and their roster, and just what the fact that Ariel Miranda is probably done. If you watch them over the weekend, he didn't get out of the first inning. Last year's KBO MVP is probably cooked. I could see him just being done for the year. If they play their way out, that's a team I could see completely just throwing in the towel, because they're used to being in the final. So if they got far enough out of it, I could see them completely mailing it in. And on the other hand, a team like Hanwha, who's the one team that's kind of out of it right now, they've got 2 new import pitchers coming. One is already there, Jeffrey Ramirez. And they've got 2 guys that are arguably their best 2 of their best hitters and position players that will be back in the coming weeks. And they're pretty much, as it stands right now, the team that's out of it. So they're going to be way undervalued, and they're going to be a team that will play for pride. Okay, this team, they haven't been good in years, but the culture's changed a little bit. So they're a team that when they're out of it, I could still see being great value, because they're going to be way, way overblown as far as an underdog against some of these better teams. If you want one team, I think could potentially free fall, it would be Kiwoom, only because they faced zero adversity this season. They've had no injuries, and it's pretty much been smooth sailing. So if they took a couple took a couple injuries, I think they would really come back to earth. And the team that I think is most likely to sort of come out of left field and win the league or play their way up to one of the top spots is KT. I've been saying it for weeks. They're healthy now. They're in my opinion, they could be the best team in this league right now. I still have SSG as the top team, but KT Wiz, I think they're going to continue to still play well. So other than that, though, I think your standings are going to sort of shake out to be like what they are and what you're seeing right now. But there's some wrinkles that might help you cash a few tickets going forward.
It's a marathon. It ain't a sprint. So the strategy also important there, Tokyo Brandon. And I wonder if we go back to one of our first shows that we did here about taking a look ahead at the current season, and if we take a look at these standings right now, what stands out to you? Is this what we talked about at the very beginning? Pretty much with SSG up at the top there. Are there any surprises to you at this point?
A couple months ago, yeah, Joe, you hosted. We did a preseason show with us, and Adam said he likes SSG to finish at the top, and I said I like KT to finish at the top, and kind of looking like it's turning out that way. So, and given both of our records, I think it proves that we kind of know what we're talking about. So I wanted to talk about home and away advantages, and I update these stats every so often. A lot of people just think automatically because a home team is home, they have they have an advantage. And actually, my projection model intrinsically has a 4% advantage to the home team. Maybe that's too high. Maybe it's too low in some leagues, but in the KBO, I've figured that that's about right. But this year, it's a total anomaly because the home teams are not performing as they should be. As you can see in my cool little graphic I produced here, you can see what I did is I took the home records and the away records of every team, and I compared that to their overall record. So you can see how much of an advantage they're getting when they play at home compared to overall, and how much of an advantage they get away overall. In most leagues and most teams, you would expect them to have a plus advantage at home and a minus advantage away. But in the KBO this season, we're seeing quite the opposite. The only normal, so to speak, teams are SSG, NC, and Hamla. Those teams are winning at home and losing on the road. Every other team is losing at home and winning on the road. It's really strange, but it's something we need to. This shouldn't make or break your cap, but when you're thinking, oh, I like Kiwoom today, but they're on the road. Well, Kiwoom is the best road team, or the second best road team in the league. They have a 13% advantage when they're on the road, whereas Lotte has a big advantage on the road as well. And at home, SSG has a huge advantage, where the biggest disadvantage at home would be Kiwoom. So I don't know how to explain it. Maybe Adam has a thought on that, but this is really strange to me. So basically, the moral of the story is don't automatically assume the home team has an advantage.
Wow, it's a very interesting chart that you have there, right? I mean, outside of SSG, which I guess makes sense, right? They're in. You would have thought maybe at least the top half of the standings would have had some sort of advantage, right?
Joe, I knew there was some teams with some poor home records this year. That chart just basically knocked me out of my chair. I did not realize that there was that every single team. I don't even know. You know what? Like, when I think we'll see some regression toward the mean eventually, just because like the season's long, travel is going to start to add up, and it's going to start to be a bigger advantage maybe playing at home. But that is a very interesting chart, Brandon. I wouldn't have been able to tell you that was
that's crazy.
That big of a disparity.
Yep.
And one note about it is the last time I put that chart up about 3 weeks ago, there were only 2 teams that were normal, so to speak, and now there's 3. Yeah. So NC has gone into the normal category where they're winning at home and losing on the road. So like Adam said, I expect more teams to fall into place there. But Kiwoom at home has been awful, which is weird, and Lotte on the road has been great. Doesn't make sense.
Very strange.
Don't automatically bake a home advantage into your cap is the moral of the story.
All right. Well, hey, listen, don't fight it. Just go with it here. We'll check in another couple of weeks here and see if we're still trending in that direction. In the meantime, we do have a featured game here we want to break down for you guys coming up here a little bit later, and that will be NC taking on the LG Twins here, with the Twins being a minus 130 favorite to open with the total at 7. So, Trig, talk to us here with the NC Dinos ain't home. So I don't know if that helps or hurts here, because it seems like at least they play a little bit better at home. What do you think?
Yeah, so again, I try to give out actionable info in each segment. I can't really find a play in this game, but I'm going to try to give you some things that could potentially lead to a bet at some point. I will say this: I look toward LG, but Chang Ki Hong is hurt. He's probably going to be out to the All-Star break. That's their leadoff hitter, and with him out, I don't know if I want to lay juice with LG. The other thing is, I don't know if I want to bet against Chang Mo Koo right now, even though I kind of feel like he's got to regress at some point. The guy he's made 5 starts after missing all of last year with an injury. He's pretty much back to 2020 form. He's made 5 starts. His ERA is 0.31. His whip is 0.87. He's impossible on lefties, and LG has quite a few left-handed bats in their lineup. Remember, LG had Rio Ruiz as an import player who did nothing for them. They cut him, and they haven't been able to get Robel Garcia into the country. He's had visa issues. So they've still gone without an import bat in this lineup, and now their leadoff hitter goes down. And something I said last week, which I really do think is going to come back to bite LG at some point, their bullpen's really racking up innings. Now, in this spot, they had a day off yesterday, so it's not going to make as big of a difference. But I just don't see how this bullpen continue to throw as many innings as they're throwing and be the top bullpen in the league. Here, again, it's not going to make as big of a difference. And I do like Casey Kelly, so I lean toward LG, but I'll defer to Brandon to give us something here, because I really don't have a strong play in this game.
Certainly, you look at the records, doesn't feel like a coin flip game, but is it here in your opinion? Who do you give the edge to?
Yeah, so I picked this game before the lines came out, so I apologize. I don't have a strong play in it, so I'll keep it short. But these are 2 of the best pitchers in the league. This is going to be a great game, which is why I picked it. These are 2 of the best pitchers, especially Casey Kelly. How good is Casey Kelly? Well, his last 6 starts, he's given up 1-1-1-2-0-0-2. He had 1 bad game where he gave up 4 runs, but I don't think NC is the kind of team that can get 4 runs off of him. So Casey Kelly, a solid stud. And like Adam mentioned, Koo-Chae Mo, back to form. I mean, 2 years ago, he was probably the best pitcher in all of KBO. He's back to form. He's only made 5 starts. And if you look at his starts, he's only gone 5 innings in each one of them, maybe 5 and 1/3 or whatnot. And that opens up for the NC bullpen. So if I can find an advantage in this game, I was hoping the team totals would come out at 2.5 maybe for one of the teams, so you could bet an over in it and maybe make a sneaky play. But I just checked it, and they're both 3.5. I wouldn't bet over 3.5 for either one of these teams in this game, but LG does have an edge because they're, like Adam said, they do use their bullpen too much, but I don't think that's going to affect them today because it's Tuesday. And, a couple shows ago, I gave stats on game scores as the week progresses, and Tuesday is significantly lower than any other day, mainly because everyone's bullpen had Monday off. So, I do give LG an edge in the bullpen. So if there's a place to bet this game, you can bet LG. The juice is pretty high, though. Like I said, I picked this game before the lines came out. So I apologize for that. But like I said, Koo-Chae Mo is awesome, and he'll probably hold LG to 1 or 0 runs in the first 5 innings. But I highly doubt he's going to go into the 6th inning. You get 4 innings of NC's bad bullpen. NC's bullpen ranks 8 out of 10 in my rankings. And LG has the better lineup. So I see why they're favored, and I would take them, actually, but it's not an official play for me.
So, Koo-Chae, but these numbers are absurd. 5 starts, He's allowed just one earned run over 28 and 2/3 inning. Yeah, all right. Wow. Pretty impressive stuff there. So NC Dinos taking on the LG Twins here, guys. That leads us, of course, into a series, an upcoming series breakdown this week. And we're going to focus on Kia versus Kiwoom. So start us off here, Trig. What are we looking for in this upcoming series?
All right, so I'm just going to give you the roadmap to how I would bet this whole series. And like it might lead to a best bet if the spot comes out. Actually, if you listen to my series breakdown last week, what I said was it was Kia, and pretty much what I said could happen happened, and it led to a best bet which cashed. So that this could produce a bet, or it might not. But that's what we're just going to give you the info here, so you can use it to your advantage. So here's the thing with Kia. If they lack bullpen depth right now. They've been without an import starter for almost a month, and they just don't have many quality bullpen arms. Their top couple bullpen arms are really good. You get to the back end of that Kia bullpen, not so good. But they are one of the best offensive teams in the league, so they get respected as a top team, as they should, because they pound the ball. Where that makes betting opportunities is if you get a scenario like the Kia Doosan series this weekend. On Sunday, after Kia had run through their bullpen, and they're still, it's basically a pick, and they're just not going to have bullpen arms. And exactly what I said was going to play out pretty much played out, because early on, Ji-young Im was pitching great. He started to get tired. Kia bullpen came in after 3 days of using all their high leverage guys, and they got hit up, and Doosan won by I think they won 8-8. Well, it was 8-0. It ended up being 8-4. So here you have Yuli Lee, who I really like for Kia on Tuesday, against Wante Choi, who's another excellent starter for Kiwoom. So in Tuesday's game, I don't have much because Kia is going to have all their bullpen guys rested, right? Like Brandon just talked about, Monday's the off day. So the bullpen depth is not an issue on Tuesday because these guys just all had a day off. But depending on how Tuesday's game plays out, like if Kia wins a close game and needs to use their high leverage guys, on Wednesday, you might have a spot to play against them because you have Woonjin on for Kiwoom, who's been tremendous. However, he goes up against Hyunjun Yang for Kia, who I really like too. So unless there's a big disparity there, Wednesday might not be the day. But Thursday, if Kia burns through all their bullpen guys by Thursday, I think you're going to want to bet Kiwoom because Seung-Huk Han will probably get the start. He hasn't been great. He also probably isn't going to go very deep. And Hun Hee Han for Kiwoom's actually been decent. And Kiwoom's bullpen is deep right now. It's one of the best units in the league. So that would be a scenario where I could see a play on Kiwoom. With all that being said, I'm also not opposed to going the other way if it plays out in a fashion where like Kia gets blown out in a game. They can trot out their lesser bullpen guys, and then suddenly they're stacked with their good bullpen guys. Because I know at least if that's the case, I know I'm getting Kia with their good arms, and I know I have a better offense because I have Kia's offense ranked probably number one in the league. I would say their offense is the top unit in the league. So I'm not committing to a bet here. If you want my lean for Tuesday, I lean toward Kia. I like Yuli Lee a lot, and I really do think with a day to rest, it's not going to affect their bullpen as much. And I do have Kia as the better team. But that's sort of how I'm looking at this series. So you might have a good spot to play on either of these teams Wednesday or Thursday, depending on how the series plays out.
Well, it's an important series. Certainly, Kiwoom trying to keep pace here with SSG Tokyo, Brandon. So, what do you think? What do you think we're in store for here? Can they win the series, handle business?
Well, this is not my series preview, but two of the better pitchers going today. I was hoping team totals would be 2.5 or something like that, but they're not. So Yeah, I think he, as the series moves on, will get a little tired and start giving up runs. So I agree with Adam on that. I wanted to preview the Yakult Swallows and Hiroshima Carps series in the NPB. And the way I'm going to do this is these are two of the most, the biggest power hitting teams in Japan, especially the Yakult Swallows, the defending champions. Relief pitchers are going to be running to the hills. Run to the hills.
Oh,
so,
nice. Yes. Iron
I
Maiden.
don't like, yeah, you got to love a little Maiden. One of the best albums ever made was Number of the Beast, by the way.
Hello.
Great album from
2 minutes of midnight.
But anyways, yes, and the Trooper and everything. So in this series, though, I'm going to lay off today's game. So lay off today's game, and in Saturdays and Sundays game, if you see a 6.5 in this game, slam the over. If you see any team totals at 2.5, especially if you see a Yakult team total at 2.5, you slam the over on that. I would even bet Yakult 3.5 over in Saturday or Sunday's game, but I would lay off today because the Carp have a pitcher named Tokuda going, and he's pretty good. The Swallows have Ogawa, who's been really good this season, inconsistent but really good. Today, I'm not so sure, but these teams have played 9 times and 7 of them have gone over 6.5. Wow. So if you see a 6.5 or a 7 in Saturday or Sunday's game, I think the over is a good bet. If you see any Yakult team totals at 2.5, it's a great bet. If you see any Yakult team totals at 3.5, it's a good bet for Saturday and Sunday. That's how I'm approaching this series.
All right, the Swallows taking on the Carp here. Take a look at those weekend totals, guys, when they come up. Anything over 6.5 appears to be a pretty good look here. And now it is time, of course, for some best bets. But before we do that, do want to let you guys know, and just a quick reminder, $9 Monday right now. You've got Adam Trigger, a 5% MLB max bet available now for $9, as well as his 4% KBO best bet happening. 22-9 KBO run for him, as well as a 6-2 MLB run. So head over there and grab Trig's 5% best bet and that 4% best bet for $9 a piece, guys. Opportunities galore. And talk to us here, Trig. Give us that best bet right now here. What are you looking at?
Joe, is it possible for us to get Brandon's chart back up one more time? I feel like it needs another. I feel like it needs another moment because it was so good, and it's also going to help me illustrate what I want us talk about for best bet here. So my best bet for the show just missed my card, and I'll explain why. My client card, but it is the second best thing I see on the board today is the Hanwha Eagles plus 1.5. And the reason I wanted Brandon's chart up is because SSG is a team that struggles on the road. They're actually, you look at their numbers, they're far worse on the road. And Hanwha, they're the worst team in the league, but they have played better at home. And so here you're getting a 1.5 at plus money. It's plus 1.5, something like plus 110. And the only reason that this is going to miss my card is because Hanwha is still without Sihwan Rowe, who's been hurt, and Sukha Ju, who's been suspended. And if they had both of these guys, then I would be all over this as a best bet. But I'm pretty selective with what I actually put out, and so that's the only reason I'm off of it. But as far as the matchup is concerned, this is a great spot for Hanwha, getting a 1.5 at plus money on their home field. Wansuk O gets the ball for SSG. He's been better. He's been good this year. I'd almost, say you could almost call it like a breakout season. He's a young guy. He's been much better. But I don't think he warrants this price tag yet. And, SSG just comes off 4 straight wins. And you look at their home road splits this year, and it's just the consummate letdown spot for an SSG team who now goes to Hanwha, the worst team in the league. And it's just a spot that teams particularly come out flat. Hanwha he has Jeffrey Ramirez pitching here. He's their new import guy. He only went 2.1 innings in his first start, but his stuff's decent. I have a feeling he'll be okay in this league. So in my opinion, you get Hanwha at home, you get the 1.5, you're getting plus money on that run and a half. I believe it's plus 110. And you get an import starter in Jeffrey Ramirez against a guy for SSG in Wansuk O, who in my opinion still kind of hit or miss. I just think that it's a solid spot to sort of make a play. And it just missed my, becoming like a client play for me. But I still think it's a great spot for Hanwha. So Hanwha plus 1.5, and I'll throw this out there as well. If you find one of those sites that some of these numbers are out of whack, you might find a +2 or plus 2.5 with Hanwha. And if you see that, you should grab that right away. Even if it's like minus 120, minus 125 juice, if they're going to give you 2.5 on your site with Hanwha, that's a bet. You should make that bet 10 times out of 10.
Get her done. Hanwha tonight. The Eagles plus 1.5 for Trig and Tokyo. Brandon, guys, do not forget, coming off record-breaking, never happened before, one of the single most profitable day in his illustrious career here at WagerTalk.com. 13-1 on Friday, a ridiculous plus 44% in profits for his clients. Unreal, guys. Plus, he's winning 63% in KBO already, as well as 61% in the Japanese Professional League. $9 best bets tonight on his page as well, over at WagerTalk.com. Head over there and grab those best bets, which I believe include a 5% best bet right now. It's $9. Visit them over at WagerTalk.com. And you mentioned earlier there, Brandon, you had a 4% client play you were going to bestow upon us. So please don't let us stop you.
Today I have a 5% out and I have two 4%. So it's potential of gaining another 10% profit. But one of those 4% I'm going to give right here. And that is in the Seibu Lions versus Nippon Ham Fighters game in the Japanese league. The numbers for Japanese baseball come out a little bit before the KBO, but still they come out pretty late. They come out around, I think, 10 a.m. Eastern time in the U.S., which is like 11 p.m. over here in Japan for the next day. So I make my numbers before those come out. And when this game, I put the pitching matchups in and I crunched the numbers and I made all my notes. And I have a note here that says bet the under 6 because I was sure this would come out at 6 when the lines came out. It came out at 7.5. So I was like, holy crap, Katie bar the door. So I put out the under 7.5 as a 4% play to my clients. That number might have slipped to a 7 by now because that was about 8 hours ago. So if it's a 7, I still like it. I like it under 6, actually. So under 7.5. These two teams have played 11 times, and 7 of them have gone under 6. Not only that, but we have 2 of the bigger under teams. We have 1 really good bullpen. We have 2 really good starters. Both of these starters have whips under 1.3, and they play really well against each other. In the last 7 days, neither of these teams are averaging 2.5 runs a game. They're both averaging under 2.5 per game. At least the first 5 should be way under. And I don't think either bullpen on a rested Tuesday is going to give up 6 runs in the last 4 innings. So I love the under 7.5 in the Seibu Lions Nippon Ham Fighters game tonight. It's a 4% play I put out to my clients about 8 hours ago. So go grab that.
All right. Awesome stuff there, guys. As you see it there, hitting the under here with Nippon taking on the Seibu Lions there, under 7.5. And I can't stress enough, guys, now would be the ultimate time for you to head on over to visit Adam Trigger as well as Tokyo Brandon for $9 Monday. As you can see there, 5% best bets. Adam's got one in the MLB, and of course, Tokyo Brandon's got one here tonight as well. No reason not to hop on board at this particular point. Go grab those 5% best bets, or grab one of those 3-day, 7-day, 30-day all-access packages, and in fact, get every one of their best bets, every one of their selections. Never got to worry about it. Delivered to you directly and immediately. And it's always so important, guys, as Brandon was just telling you, make sure you get the best of the number. You don't want to go chasing anything. So the sooner you have the info, the better it is. So it's always a good idea to check out those 3-day, 7-day, and 30-day all-access packages. Not to mention, Trig's got a great deal going on. Nope, shut up. I'm not ready for you yet. But Trig has got a fantastic opportunity and a deal which will include the rest of his MLB season as well. And yes, Tokyo, Brandon, what can I do for you?
And the KBO season goes to the end of November. So grab a package. Adam or I will be doing KBO all the way to the end of November.
Yep. And it's going to be a race, too. It's going to be fun, too, because most of these teams are going to make it. So there's going to be a lot of very meaningful games in that September, October, and November arena. So good stuff there, guys. Always a pleasure. No reason not to make it a profitable Monday here, but it starts by getting on board, partnering up with both Adam Trigger and Tokyo Brandon. And on behalf of them, guys, want to thank you very much for hanging out with us. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button for you, and make sure that you come back and join us again on Thursday. We'll have a new recap, and of course, we'll take a look at those games heading into the weekend. And until then, guys, we appreciate the time. Best of luck with your plays tonight. We'll talk to you again on Thursday. Good luck.
Last chance for football? Wait, what? Who's thinking about buying football in June to lock in their NFL and college football picks? Well, with the super early bird football promotion at WagerTalk and Sports Memo, we have a few reasons why. Early bird pricing for the NFL and college football combo is $8.99. Using coupon code football100, you can take $100 off, dropping the price to $7.99. If you purchase by June 30th and use coupon code football100 to get your $100 discount, we will also toss in an additional bonus. On July 4th, we'll take the highest scoring MLB game of the day and give you $10 for every run scored. Last year, 2 games put up 15 runs, so that would mean $150 in free wager books to use how you choose. This super early bird $100 discount using Football 100 and WagerBucks bonus expires on June 30th with no exceptions. So if you plan to bet football this year, this is the lowest price we will offer you, so act fast and lock in your favorite football handicappers in both NFL and college football through the National Championship and Super Bowl.